Hello, hello, good morning, everybody. Just waiting for a few more um, partners to hop up and we'll kick this thing off. B-Racer and Baramonium, also Barasig. I sent out invite to speak.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, Ralph. How are
Hello,
you?
very good, thank you. How about you? As always, getting ragged by Twitter
Um,
Spaces. Couldn't join for a while.
oh, Twitter Spaces.
But hi.
Good morning. Looks like we're just waiting for Bear Horses, and we'll kick off. Barasig, I did send out an invite for you to be able to speak if you want to check that. Perfect.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, good morning. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're super excited to kick this off and kind of give everybody a chance to, there we go, be able to talk about their project and the games that they're building and why we're building on Chain. What's so exciting about that?
Oh, Barra Horses is here as well.
Hello.
Bear Horses.
Hello.
Hello, hello. BM, everybody.
BM. Hello.
Hello. So it looks like our panel's all here. I think B Racer is not going to be able to speak today, but they're going to join us and be here to support. So we'll probably just go ahead and kick it off and get this show on the road and get story time going with Fable. So, good morning, everybody. My name is Xander. I'm the founder of Fable Platform as well as Animus Labs, which is a Web3 gaming development studio. We're happy to have everybody here. We're kicking off the first space for story time with Fable, which is going to be a series that we're going to run on Twitter Spaces, talking to gaming partners, talking to other project founders, speaking about everything Barachain and why people are building here, what's so excited about proof of liquidity and what kind of brought us to the space together and what we're most excited about. So thanks everyone for joining us today. Let's kick this thing off. So I'm going to tell a little bit about Fable, and then we can kind of just go around and let you guys introduce yourselves, your project, and so on and so forth. So Fable is set to be a decentralized gaming platform on Barachain. So if any of you are familiar with like Treasure DAO and the ecosystem that they built on Arbitrum, we're doing something similar to that with a spin where we're doing lore building and lore creation as like a big focus for us and for Barachain. We're looking to build up a decentralized gaming hub where game builders in the space can have all kind of be on this one platform where all gaming gamers and enthusiasts can kind of come to have one congregated location to see all the games that are being built on Barachain in one spot and kind of give them access to those games quickly and easily and make them readily accessible. So that's a little bit about Fable, what we're doing, but we're not here to talk about Fable. We're here to talk about your games and what you guys are building and what you're most excited about. So, Barasig, if you want to kick us off and tell us about Bee Catcher and give us a quick introduction about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are Barasic. We are making a tap to earn game on Telegrams, and currently build on the Better Chain. So the idea is that we try to reach out more people, millions of users on Telegram, and try to educate them from normies to become earning use on their chain. And yeah, let's to meet you guys here. So the idea of their chain is that we want to approach players from Telegram and educate them by the process. We are playing the games through the mining, through creating a guilds, and through activities on the games, so they can understand more about the blockchain and how the blockchain works. And um, in the final goal is that they can become Web3 users.
I love that. It's super exciting. I think Telegram does make an easier access for people that aren't very crypto native. Bee Catcher itself, the game is quite. It's fun. It's light. It's easy for people that don't want to like take on a gigantic experience and dive and grind in, day in and day out. So I love the approach that you guys are taking, and the game so far is super fun. So love what you guys are doing. Bear horses. Why don't we jump to you? Let's talk about racing horses and furthermore, nay.
And furthermore, nay, yeah, definitely racing horses. That's our thing. So yeah, we're a multiplayer horse racing game, building on Hytopia, which is a Minecraft-like platform. So it's a voxel-based game. We've got a full MVP built out, which is currently playable on Minecraft and will be fully backwards compatible with Hytopia once they launch later this year. So people can actually jump in and race their horses currently in real-time multiplayer via Minecraft. We have a Genesis horse collection, which is our central NFT collection of horses, and those horses have an inbuilt set of stats. So they are 3D models that are fully playable in game, and they come with custom appearance traits and unique animations, which have all been modeled by an in-house team. And yeah, they have various rarities. We can range all the way up to skeleton horses, all the way down to classic brown horse. That we sold out our OG sale and batch one, and we've currently distributed 5 million hay token to our staked horses, and we will continue to do that as we open future batches within our mint to get the full 10K collection minted out over time. We've got loads of really exciting updates in the very near future, which I may tease a little bit later on. But yeah, come and check us out. We've got a thriving community of horses that love to neigh and are very supportive of one another. And yeah, we're building a really exciting and unique concept, which I can't wait to share more of.
Yo, it's super exciting. I love what you guys are doing. I will say I did mint some horses and I did stake some horses because Fable loves barra horses. So, we're really excited to have you guys here. Love what you guys are building. It's kind of cool to see what's going to happen with your Hytopia launch, and we can't wait to see more what you guys do with the horses.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, we're really looking forward to actually migrating everything over to Hytopia with the voxel game. But yeah, we have some very exciting plans which will be running independent of Hytopia, which we'll announce very soon. Which I really just can't wait to share once we've got everything fully lined up. We can bring it out to the community. I think it's really people are gonna be very excited for what's to come.
I mean, who doesn't want to race barra horses? I mean, let's be honest.
Absolutely, it's bears on horses.
I'm pumped. Exactly. All right, let's hear from Baramonium.
Hi.
Let's talk about you guys.
Yes.
Morning.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ralph. I'm founder of Baramonium. Baramonium is an idle RPG, and we had our first season, as we played in seasons. The first season just ended on Ethereum mainnet. We've always been building Parachain first, of course, but it's hard to have season one without mainnet, so we just went and had it on Ethereum. We're building Idle RPG, where you send your Baramonium Genesis NFTs to missions, and you get gear, equipment, and gems in return. So the equipment is actually equipable onto your NFTs, which I think is one of the most fun features that we've built so far, at least for me personally. I enjoy the armory a lot because it allows us to actually upgrade the NFTs, right? So if you get a legendary sword and you had some shitty wooden sword, now you can equip your legendary mega sword onto your NFT and it looks much cooler, but it also is much stronger inside the game. And where we're going is we're gonna launch season 2 on Berachain mainnet, which nobody knows when it's coming, but it's coming at some point. And we're also going to launch season 1.5 on testnet, but that should come after EFCC. Yeah, so a lot of stuff in store for us. Hopefully, the mainnet gets here soon enough.
Great intro. Thank you, Raf. We have a unique past in history and relationship. Animus Labs did some work back with Baramonium some time ago, so we've had some time to work with the Baramonium team, and amazing team, great product, great NFT utility, and love what you guys did with season 1. I mean, if you guys didn't partake in season 1, you definitely want to partake in season 1.5. Great game. We're excited for what you guys are doing, and can't wait for mainnet bear chain.
Thank you.
Of
And
course, man.
yeah, it's true. Animus did first versions of Gem Hunters. Actually, we mapped them out together, so that was fun. So that's it's really cool.
It was very fun. We had a great time working with you guys, and we look forward to like the future with Fable and what we might be able to do together there. So thanks for joining. Let's see. Our last speaker, unfortunately, because B Racer can't speak today with us, but thanks for joining, B Racer. Bear Arena, let's hear about your game.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Sudo from Bear Arena. I'm one of the co-founders and game director of Bear Arena. Bear Arena is a blockchain RPG game that is fully on-chain and allows players to have complete ownership of their progress, items, bears, and that allows them to trade them freely. Players can fight with bees and level up and get stronger, while they can join to seasons and compete with other bears and earn huge rewards. And we are very excited to be on Berachain, which we couldn't have found any better match.
Yeah, because your game was Bear Arena prior to coming here, right? So
Yes,
it kind of like was a match made in heaven when a chain came around called Bear Chain.
exactly. It was fate.
It
Really?
was meant to
Oh
be.
my god! I didn't know you guys were called Berarena before Berachain. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years since we started development of Bear Arena, and it was a huge chance that we stumbled upon, and we are really happy to be here with this awesome community.
Yeah, it's super exciting. It's neat to see people take an approach of a fully on-chain game. A lot of people talk about the feats and the complications of doing so, but after seeing the execution, what you guys have done with your build, it's absolutely incredible, and it's exciting to see somebody taking that feat on and actually being able to execute and build a fully on-chain game. So kudos to you guys. Your product's incredible. I've had a chance to test it and see a deep dive with you guys and what you guys are building. It's really cool, and it's exciting, and it's definitely unique.
Thank you.
Of course. So, what I wanted to talk about, right, is you're all game founders. You all decided, hey, like I want to make a game, and I think what a lot of community members within Web3 fail to understand is that the complications and the amount of work and time that it takes to create a game it's time consuming, it's quite expensive, it's brain breaking, and it's not as easy as like slapping together some images and making a game out of it, right? There's a lot that goes behind it. There's a lot of inspiration and a lot of things that you draw ideas from to kind of create what you're envisioning. And I would love to kind of go around and chat with you guys on what was some of that inspiration and maybe what was some of the challenges that you guys have faced to get to where you're at currently. I don't know who wants to start first. Maybe B Racer, you want to go?
Thank you.
barrel horses? You guys want to talk about some of the complications and inspiration?
Yeah, definitely. I think from an inspiration perspective, where the game came from was actually identifying that across Web3 games, there was sort of a limited amount of creativity being employed in terms of game design. So games were essentially just copy pasta, either kind of old retro style games, or we've got the kind of AAA games coming through now into playtest modes that just very much feel like your copy of your generic AAA games that are already out there with a token strapped to it. And ultimately, crypto as a value prop in gaming is not a thing. Like, people, it's been very clear that gamers don't care about cryptocurrency in that kind of way, and actually, ultimately, it generally adds a lot of friction that is not sort of beneficial for player experience. And where this is where we kind of started to think about barrel horses and go, okay, well, what if we took a kind of real world concept like horse racing, one that has been done in Web3 but not necessarily been done in a way which is effective due to kind of hyperinflationary tokenomics, due to boring algorithmic gameplay, generally just focusing on onboarding gamblers into a sort of sports betting arena. So what if we take this concept and we actually go, okay, how do we build something that's kind of multiplayer and is infused with that high adrenaline player versus player experience, which so many games thrive off of, but then also use what's amazing about blockchain technology, which is, yes, player empowerment and player kind of item ownership and kind of value ownership within the game, but actually go one step further than that and look at creating kind of a player-led economy whereby there are DeFi fundamentals being employed in the game without players necessarily even needing to know that they interact with them. For example, let's take a very generic concept that exists within a lot of mobile games, like upgrading your town hall in something like Clash of Clans or whatever. Okay, so you've got a very, very kind of normal approach to that, which players recognize is spending gems. Okay, people know that. They kind of like, you buy gems in a gem store, you upgrade your town hall quicker. And that's kind of like something that players are very familiar with and happy to do, depending on how much disposable income they have, which they're willing to spend on the game. What if we actually took that concept and tokenized it? So you've got something, got an on-chain token that instead of that's just being lost to, the value's being lost from the player. What if that was then staked? So the values could be withdrawn, in exchange for downgrading your buildings, for an example. But then on top of that staking, you actually earn some kind of yield. So the players are just playing their game to upgrade their building in their stables, to be able to build more buildings in their stables to enhance their pathway through the game. But they're also tapping into these DeFi fundamentals, which are actually allowing them to earn other tokens or even BGT or whatever it might be within the particular mechanic that we're talking about, in order to be able to kind of passively earn and then either respend that money within the game, or extract that without sort of damaging our kind of primary token, which is Hey. And this is where I think blockchain is really exciting, where no game is quite tapped into it. And it's because of friction. So things like wallet integrations, and gas costs and having to sign transactions, which is why we're looking at custodial wallet solutions with social sign-in, and then also looking at how we can actually have gasless in-game transactions to be able to really, really speed up the player's experience and not slow them down within the game. But also, how can we use the fundamentals of building an economy, and also a decentralized economy, and apply those fundamentals to the game, so that players are actually interacting and their experience is enhanced without sort of breaking so far away from familiar tropes that gamers are used to and are happy to do, and asking them to sort of have a very kind of deep level understanding of how DeFi works, at the same time. So that's what really brought us to the kind of to building barrel horses, which is far more than just a horse racing game. It's got the RPG elements, it's got an open world feel to it, but very much it's going to be about that economy which underpins it. And that's very much come from myself growing up playing a lot of RuneScape. And seeing how a player-led economy can be so fun and so effective, where players actually decide where they can sell their items in the game, where players are actually deciding which service to go to in order to be able to do certain actions, and that's all decided amongst the community. And I think that's where our passion came. And then horse racing made sense because it just opens out the potential for things like breeding, and for players to actually be able to build businesses around this kind of central core loop. And also, there's something lovely about the companionship with horses as well, which I haven't seen in horse racing games too. So, yeah, I think those are the kind of fundamentals which really inspired us. It's like, how can we take something which we recognise players enjoy, but actually enhance it through blockchain technology in a way which we haven't seen yet in any Web3 game.
Amazing answer. Great deep insight and explanation on what rationale you use, right? And on creating an underpinning economy that kind of stands out and that helps people understand what kind of, feel and direction that you guys are heading. So, when speaking about like wallet integrations and gasless transactions and things like that, I know Biconomy is a large provider for being able to provide gasless transactions, and I know that they're coming to Bearchain, so that may be a solution or a project you might want to look into when you builders are thinking about creating gasless transactions and making it easier for your gamers. Ruff, what are your thoughts? What was some of your inspiration on the game that you guys decided to build, starting almost 2 years ago?
Oh my God, 2 years ago. That's crazy, but it's true.
It's crazy to think about, right?
Oh my God, we still have like years and years of development ahead. Jesus Christ. I guess it really showcases the point that you've made earlier. Building games is just insane, and building games with economies and DeFi inside them, it's even more crazy. But I guess we're all here for the fun of it and the ride. As for Brahmanium itself, I think for me personally, I loved playing World of Warcraft. I loved playing League of Legends. Spent a lot of time there, and I've gathered a lot of unique gear, unique achievements, skins, and so on. Right, and it always felt to me that this time was like it was great time. I had a great time playing these games, but I wouldn't want to turn game into a financial investment, of course, but I felt that my account didn't hold any value, even though I've spent hours and hours playing these games, right? And I couldn't even transfer, for example, like super rare skins that I had on my League of Legends account. Couldn't transfer them out to anyone, or I couldn't do anything with them legally. I could sell my entire account illegally, and then someone would risk getting banned, right? And similarly for World of Warcraft and a lot of these AAA and large games, they have huge economies, but they're all fully illegal, right? So you can't sell or buy World of Warcraft gold, but of course you can, right? So to me, it always felt, especially when I saw NFTs first in 2021, I saw the immediate value that the NFTs could bring to players, where sort of your account grows with you, and even if you play the game for 10 years and you've done some cool stuff in this game, then you've still acquired some value, that you've built something for yourself, so to say. It's not just lost time, quote unquote. Of course, it's not lost time because we play games because we love playing games, but just to have something tangible left after you stop playing the game because life happens, or you just stop playing the game because you don't like it anymore, or whatever reason. So I guess, with NFTs, it all came together for me personally. And then for Baramonium, as you know, I've joined as an advisor initially, and later ended up buying out the project because I feel that NFTs and RPG themes are really great together. It really works well because what we were trying to achieve is to make each of our Genesis Beras a character card, essentially. So you play the longer you play the game, the more value you get, and the more valuable your characters become. And then you're free to do whatever you want with them, right? So maybe you want to give them to a friend as a birthday gift or whatever, because they are also playing Vermonium. Or maybe you want to just sell it and quit the game, but at least you've spent hours and hours playing it, so now at least you can cash out. um and yeah, that was I think that's where we want to go with Vermonium. I feel that the use case for NFT gaming and for Web3 gaming is not yet fully defined. I've seen a lot of cool games being built, but I do not think we've yet seen the killer use case for NFTs for Web3 gaming as a whole. I think it's still coming, and I think it's sort of a holy grail of Web3 gaming to be able to have this moment where Web2 gamers go, "Oh shit, this is why blockchain is cool. I love this game, and now I understand why this has blockchain." So obviously, this is where we would like to go, uh, where we want to be, innovating. But I think as an industry as a whole, we still have some time and some ways to go before reaching that holy grail.
I'm inclined to agree. I think we still have, a ways to go before we fully hit the mark and see all the capabilities that are possible with Web3 gaming. But I do think, the economies and the communities that are built around the games that are being created, I think is a unique proposition for builders, and being able to congregate people and build behind the idea of what we're creating. The fact that it's decentralized and they can see the process on where we're at with our build and things like that is very, very unique. It's not something that's very common within the game building world. It also lends insight to communities on why these games take so long, right? Just creating animations alone can take horrendous amounts of time. I think account abstraction is something that is very large that is still being tackled by the market itself in Web3 gaming. And unique ERC standards like 6551, where your NFT can be like a smart contract wallet, could be really unique for account abstraction and creating NFTs to be like an entire portfolio, right? Where maybe all of the things that you accrue in the game can be attached to the one thing, and you could just sell that whole NFT with all of its valuable assets within a game is unique. And I think that standard hasn't been tapped upon, but I think there's going to be a lot of unique things that come out from it. I think that standard just dropped like last year or the year and a half, something like that. But yeah, I think it's fully realization of Web3 and the capabilities for gaming are still being realized. So I definitely agree with that. Um, Barasig, you want to talk about some of your inspiration and some of the things that brought you to building in the space and creating Beecatcher?
Yeah. Well, we are inspired by Notcoin and also the Telegram games. Where the idea is that Telegram allows to play games on Telegram, we have this was a blessing. We think this would be a very brilliant idea to approach more people, especially crypto community, where it's mostly active on Telegram. And uh, it's not it, our story is little different because we are making tab games. So basically, it's not complicated comparing to other project, but it doesn't mean that we don't have any difficulty while we're building up Vera 6 a few months ago. So we had to make a unique blend between GameFi and DeFi to make the game feel like the game, but less feel like an financial apps. So the problem about those tap to earn model is that the gameplay is very simple and less engaging. So uh, that was our our first difficulty. We want to make an app feel more friendly, feel more fun to use, and um, of course, when you put the game element inside your product, you have to make sure it make people feel happy and feel engaging while using it. So uh, what we did was we using a good narrative. We utilize a better chain and we use the our narrator was a bear, an AC bear, and the gameplay's element will be something that you can see in the real life for like catching bee and all the things that we try to fuse inside the games to make it more approachable and feel natural. And maybe players will feel it fun while they are playing it. So yeah, that's our story.
Incredible. I love the idea of creating a simpler experience, allowing people to come in and kind of engage and earn rewards based on a simpler experience, being able to come in, have fun, and kind of hop out as they please. I think the Telegram narrative and the games that are being built there are set to kind of explode and evolve over time. But I love what you guys are doing. I love the narrative that you guys have built around it, the story, the beautiful art. So great job on that. I really do appreciate all of the work that you guys are doing, and obviously the wallet that you guys are creating. Again, it's engaging, it's beautiful, it's simple to use. It's almost the same execution that you use for your wallet you're using for Beecatcher, and it's an incredible product. So amazing job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bear Arena, you want to talk about your inspiration and what kind of drove you guys to build Bear Arena?
Absolutely. We had a lot of inspiration from the big games with active trading community or active trading scene, like Pet of Exile, EVE Online, Albion Online, where the players actually create their own economy. And I cannot think of a better place than on blockchain to have this kind of trading interactions. And from the get-go, we were aiming to provide players that. And I completely agree with all the comments of other speakers on the ownership. That's a great opportunity to provide the ownership of their progress to the players so that they can freely do whatever they want. Why should a third party have the decision to say you can trade this and you cannot trade that? So, yeah, that was one of our main inspirations on building a fully on-chain RPG game.
Amazing. I love that. And again, what you guys are building is also very exciting. It's fun to play. It's very, very engaging, and it's beautifully it's got beautiful art and great direction. The leveling system looks really fun, and I look forward to your guys's mainnet launch.
Thank you. Me too.
So one of our speakers, Barrel Horses, he's got a hop, so we're gonna give him a chance to kind of do a closing statement, maybe provide any kind of alpha or anything, any kind of progress that he's got coming to the audience here.
Yeah, thank you so much. And sorry I got to shoot off, guys. But yeah, it's been a really great spaces and really fantastic to hear about all of the projects building and the exciting things to come. I think as a closing statement from us, the Genesis horses, you can pick them up on secondary. OG sales sold out and batch 1 has sold out. But you can still get them on secondary, and batch 2 will open very soon, still to be announced. I think just as a closing statement for people to think and why you should join our community, we've got some extremely exciting updates coming, which will render us independent of Hytopia. I won't reveal everything, but it begins with A and ends with A, and there will be some announcements coming very, very soon. So please do jump into our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and you can catch some extremely exciting updates, which we'll be announcing very, very soon. If you want to pick up a Genesis horse on the secondary marketplace, you can do currently at under mint price for batch 2. But we feel very, very strongly that the sentiment will change there. There's only 21 horses listed out of 3,000 that are available currently. And we have nearly 1,000 horses staked in the stables. And we have distributed, as I say, 5 million Hay token so far, and there will be another 45 million Hay token distributed as we continue to mint through the batches. So do jump into Discord, do check out what we've got building at the minute, but also do keep your eyes and ears out in the coming weeks for an extremely exciting update.
we're looking forward to it. I really appreciate your time and jumping on with all of us. And furthermore, nay.
Nay, nay, it's been really great. Thank you so much, Xander, for hosting this spaces and inviting us up. And thank you to all the other projects as well. Really, really exciting. And we'll continue chatting in DMs. And I hope to see some of you in Brussels at ETCC as well.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining.
Cheers. Take care.
All right, so I have like two more topics, and then we'll kind of close it up, and we'll let everyone, anyone who's got some alpha to drip out, go ahead and do so. But in the meantime, let's talk about what kind of drove you all to build on Barachain. Why Barachain? Why this community? What was some of that thought process when coming to this blockchain? Let's start with Bararina.
So first we heard about there's a chain called Bear Chain and fully themed on bears. We said, okay, that's the place to be, and we met with MVP. He told us they love bears, they love games, and then we met with the community, which was very active, very welcoming, and we decided to spend more time on growing here than anywhere else. So that's why we are here, and we are really happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, what what other blockchain was going to make more sense for Bear Arena?
Right.
It was perfectly matched, great timing, and we're excited to have you guys here. I'd imagine the community that joined today is also excited to see what you guys are doing, and we're glad that you guys decided to come here. What about you, Bearsig? What brought you guys to build on Bearchain?
Well, uh, we are inspired by the proof of liquidity consensus and from better change, which is make better change very unique, and I think it's very like innovative thing comparing to other change. But but the most important thing that we choose better change is that better change have the good narrative, which is the bear, and I I believe it's more approachable for comparing to other chains. Like it use build a game on the chain that you have to explain some word. For example, Ethereum it sounds very like technical and like it's not very friendly for user, as I believe. So Chain is very good narrative, and I believe that more approachable to many people. So that's why we choose Chain.
Yeah, great answer. I think what a lot of people might not realize is that Bearchain's proof of liquidity is very, very enticing for builders. It's a draw, and it's something new that hasn't been tested. And it's definitely brings in a whole unique economic model. And as like THJ would say, and Smokey, it's definitely all about the economic games that can be played on POL, and what kind of incentives can be built upon it. So I do see the draw for most projects to kind of want to come here. There's a lore, there's a sense of narrative that is very unique, right? And the community is so engaging and so welcoming to new projects. All of the builders interact with each other and communicate and find ways to work together. It's definitely like nothing I've ever seen in the space before. So I'm super excited, and we're glad to have you guys as well. Baramonium, what was your draw to build on Barachain? Because you were building before the chain even existed. There was no chain.
There was no testnet. Yeah, it's true. Um, well, from my personal perspective, I've been in Barra since the beginning, almost like 1 month after the mint or something like that. So for me, I've become incredibly, incredibly bullish on Barra Chain as I saw how team progresses through the years and what they're doing. And I just kept getting more and more bullish up to the point where I really wanted to build something for the chain. Because, I mean, how often in life are you going to be early to a potentially massive layer one blockchain, right? And what we have here today and what we're all building right now is basically a gaming pillar. of this chain, which I think is an incredible opportunity for all of the projects. That's why we don't have to be so PvP, I feel, because the cake is huge and there aren't that many GameFi projects building yet. The POL and all the new use cases that will come out of POL, I think, will bring a lot of hype to the chain, and I think a lot of these use cases can also power up the games themselves. That's what we're actually planning to do as well, to use the DeFi components of Berachain to help generate revenue for the company, essentially. So I think that Berachain is just possibly once in a decade, once in a lifetime opportunity if we're this early to this narrative, and if it plays out as we are all hoping it plays out. It just would be amazing to be, one of the first projects building games on future Solana or something like that. And also what
I
you
agree.
mentioned,
Oh,
and what other projects mentioned, I think it's really cool that all the projects are super collaborative. I think with time it might change because we'll have a lot more projects than we have now, and at some point it will have to become a bit more PvP. But right now, I think it's the best environment to build in crypto, honestly.
yeah, I'm completely compelled to agree with you. I think the amount of support and partnerships that have been garnered between the ecosystem as a whole is absolutely incredible. The fact that we don't have to be so PvP yet, now that may be because the chain's not live, right? And everyone's not fighting for capital yet. No one's fighting for liquidity yet. But it is a very unique opportunity. It was 2 years ago when we kind of made our break into Berachain and meeting up with like you guys and Baritone and a bunch of the other early games that we're building here. It was obviously that once in a lifetime opportunity to be a part of a chain that is building something unique and building a unique model that doesn't exist. It's not. This isn't a clone. This isn't a fork of another chain. This is an actual um, new use case for the entire market as a whole. And I think that's what is most exciting about building on this chain. I think that's what's going to drive new new protocols and new use cases for Web3 as a whole. So it's super exciting to see. I'm glad that as game builders, we all chose to land on a place that gives us that unique opportunity to kind of position ourselves within the market and tap into something brand new for everyone. So kudos to you guys. We're very glad that you guys decided to join Berachain and are going to give all of us fun, entertaining games while we're not, utilizing DeFi to its max. So thank you guys for being here. We'll go to our last question, and then we'll close up. So, thinking about NFT markets, and obviously the markets have been down some, and liquidity is kind of dried up some for NFT mints and things like that. Like, what are some of your guys' thoughts on NFTs and the market, and maybe moving forward? Some of the things that you guys expect to see or kind of happen. Let's start with Bearsig. What's your thoughts on NFTs as the current market sentiment?
Well, the market carry the market is not at its best, but I think NFTs will be the futures because as you can see how AI performed lately, we are making a lot of art, we are making up a lot of digital assets more easily, more approachable, and less authentic. So I believe that in the future, NFTs is the only way to keep the authenticity of each digital asset on the internet. And yeah, I'm the huge support for NFT.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think as things get easier for us to create, some things might become less authentic, but still creative, right? Nonetheless, but the NFT market, I think, has run dry as of late. Some of it may be due, to the large amount of mints that have happened prior to mainnet on Berachain, right? Some of the NFTs that are minting around Berachain. Maybe it's the overall market who really knows? But I do think NFTs are the future. Like Fable's creating a new NFT structure and how we're going to utilize NFTs within our lore building for projects. And we have a handful of partners right now that we're going to create lore with, and that we are currently creating lore books for. And I think it's going to bring a new use case and a new way to utilize NFTs. And I'm super excited to be bringing that to the market and be participating on a new chain to be able to do so. Barry, what's your thoughts on like NFTs and the markets?
Mhm. I think the NFT market is slowly moving away from NFTs for NFTs sake, and they are slowly moving towards value. So the collections or products that are creating value will be having the most demand in the future, I believe, and that's why we are trying an approach where we create utility with our NFTs that will actually provide users some value, and that's what we offer in return of our NFTs, and that's what I see from the market.
Yeah, I think the statement about NFTs holding value, I think, is kind of the direction that everyone's going. Is you know, PFPs are great, right? They kicked us off with as NFTs and a market as a whole, but value added NFTs and NFTs with utility, which I think is amazing opportunity for games, is creating an NFT that has value within a game that can build, that can grow, that can accrue more, over time. um, it can give the users something more to get out of their NFT. So I'm super excited. I'm bullish on games. I'm bullish on what you guys are building, and I look forward to the future of what NFTs hold. Baramonium, what's your thought on the market? What's your thought on NFTs and where we're heading? And give us your insight.
Yeah. So I think there are two things we can look at. First of all is the Berachain NFT and memes, and I feel that sort of hit a wall there because we had so many new projects coming and a lot of projects coming just to ride the hype wave. So we've seen a lot of very low effort projects trying to extract value essentially. And that's pre-mainnet, right? So I don't think that enough liquidity and enough hype was there to support such projects. So that's why I think we saw, a decline in the Bera NFT markets. And then we have the overall NFT market, like of all collections of all chains. I think that one, obviously it didn't perform so well since 2021 and 2022 top. And I think what was already mentioned is a very good point that market is moving away from the PvP extreme speculation projects doing 2x overnight and stuff like that, and more towards NFTs holding real value within projects. And that's why I think we'll see. Well, already we saw most of the 2021, 2022 NFTs go to literal zero, right? Because none of them really had any value apart from the speculative value they created. So I think that we'll have to move towards that, and I think what I mentioned previously, I think we don't have the killer NFT use case yet, because I mean, Justin Bieber buying Bored Ape is not a killer use case. It's just the top of the very manic phase of the market. I think we will create this use case. I think NFTs will have a huge comeback, but I don't think that it means that the current collections or the previous collections that they will all pump back. I think we will find new use cases for NFTs. I think they will be hugely utilized with real world assets, real world ownership. There is a company that in Switzerland, I think, that you can send your luxury watch to them, and they transform. They store your watch, Patek Philippe or Rolex or something. They store it in the vault, and they create a digital representation NFT of that watch for you, and then you can tap into the worldwide liquidity with that watch. You can essentially use your Rolex, for example, as collateral for loans, which is insane because you can just, you sit in Europe and you can get loan on your Rolex from some guy in Asia, for example, right? And I think all of these use cases will be massive in NFTs, and I think that gaming will be one of the biggest use cases actually. But then again, it's all the stuff that we're currently building, the projects here, but the projects in general that are building. I think we'll find these use cases for NFTs, but I'm bearish on 2021 NFTs for sure. But also extremely bullish on
Yeah,
NFTs as tech, of course, like extremely bullish.
yeah, I think overall as a tech stack and what's possible with NFTs, obviously, the opportunity is endless. They just need to be discovered, and new use cases are popping up all over the place. I have seen that project that you were talking about with the Rolexes. I've also seen another project tokenizing diamonds and owning diamonds. I think it's really unique. I think we're heading into a new world, what's possible with NFTs, and I do agree that I think current NFTs, the greatest use case for NFTs is tokenizing assets, real world assets, and gaming. Also community building, right? Because that's like that underpins the entire crypto market, right? Without communities, NFTs don't exist. They don't matter, right? So with being able to build a community and a sense of ownership within your project, GameFi really does offer one of the best use cases for NFTs and for the future of NFTs as a whole. And I'm super excited to be a part of the revolution on Berachain with all of you incredible builders and what you're doing with your projects. It's really exciting to see, and it's really exciting to see the direction that we're heading. And I'm pumped and excited for the launch of Berachain Mainnet to see all the new use cases come from POL and what's possible, and all the DeFi products that are coming that are being tested and trial ran right now come to life. So it's super exciting, and I think there's a bright future for NFTs as a whole. Um, we're gonna wrap the spaces up. We only have like 8 more minutes. So before we wrap it up, if there's anyone in the community that has any questions for any of our panel speakers, if there's anybody that has a question for Fable and wants to know a little bit more, go ahead and send out a request. In the meantime, while we get requests in, let's just go around the panel and see if there's any alpha that you guys would like to leak to kind of bring more of the people in the audience to your projects, or take a look or play your game, whatever it might be. Bear Arena, if you want to kick it off, by all means.
Yeah, sure. As our approach, we started to slowly introduce the game mechanics to our community, and we recently shared a roadmap where the developments will happen. And one of them was the items expansion, and we started the development. It's going really well. We started the internal test already, and our players should soon expect an expansion for items, and we are really excited to share it.
Yeah, and we're excited to see. I think it's going to be an incredible expansion for you guys and an opportunity to reach more and more people as they join into Bear Arena and see what is more possible over time. So, incredible alpha, man. Thank you.
And
We did get one request.
thank you for this
Oh, go ahead.
amazing opportunity to be heard.
Of course. I think that's one thing that is unique with what we're doing for Fable is giving a platform for all the games that are building on Bearchain to kind of interact and coexist and be able to like all speak to a broader community of gamers is something that we're attempting to tap into. And so far, I think it's been well received and accepted. So thank you guys for joining. We're going to pull up two speakers who have questions for you guys, and we'll let them shoot their questions away. KK, you seem to request first, so if you want to go ahead and ask your question, feel free.
Yeah, BM everyone. Hi guys. Yeah, I just want to say I love these new games that are popping up on Bear Chain, especially Bear Sig and Bear Arena. I've been playing you guys quite a lot. I love the arena in Bear Arena, and like immediately after the arena ends, they always bring up a new one that also makes us like eligible for whitelist and maybe NFTs in other places. Unlike projects where they play casino. We could just play the beer arena game, and that way we could just have more interactions on the bear chain test nets. Maybe try to test run it and see how the bear chain test net works, and so that is a very good thing. Then bear sig, I love the fact that you guys brought your game into Telegram, and even though there have been a lot of hype in the Tom blockchain, you guys didn't just try to come as a competition, but you guys built on Telegram, and it's still did it in a way that it didn't interact with the Tom, but since everybody is now hopping up on Telegram trying to farm points or farm airdrops, Bear have been a very good, it has been like my home, like my bear chain farming on Telegram. And I just like how I catch bees, steal bees, and all those kind of stuff. So even the new Euro prediction games that have been quite nice. So I just want to say a big shout out to you guys. You guys are building, like you guys are really doing some quite amazing stuff, and I can't wait to see how all these things will all play out when mainnet launch. So whatever you guys are doing, just keep on doing it. The community is fully behind you guys.
Thank you for coming up, and we really appreciate the community that's built around Barachain. We appreciate the community that's building around the games that are building on this blockchain, and we're excited to have you guys. And we really appreciate you coming up here just to like kind of give flowers to our speakers. It's incredible of you. Thank you. Mr. Yugodev, if you'd like to go ahead and ask a question or say what you like, feel free.
Um, uh, I don't know what to say, how to greet, but GG's guys, I really loved the space, right? And I love what you guys are doing. I didn't know about Bear Arena. I actually doing Berasig wallet, but I didn't know about Bear Arena. I'll check into Bear Arena too, right? And the idea of leveraging on Telegram is like very good. For some time, for some time, I've not been really active on Vera chain, but because of Vera Sig, I think I'm becoming more active. So I have a question for Vera Sig wallet. Everything, the game is nice and all. So for your So for the season one, you said season one is going to end in like 2 weeks. So I wanted to know if it's going to be a continuation because it's kind of blurry what people are supposed to be doing now. Are we supposed to be upgrading or accumulating as much bees as possible and the rest? So that's one question. I don't know if you can go for that.
Thank you, Mr. Hugo, for your question. So, yes, we are moving to the later days of the season one, which will end in a few weeks. And after the season one, for sure, we will have season two. We already aware of the lack of content for our games, and sometime in the end of the end of season, you can feel that you are lack of work and quests for your continuing grinding. So I can give you a little hint for the next season that we will add more, um, let's say, competitive gameplays and game modes for people to play against people. And we hope that you will enjoy this our season two. Yeah, and looking forward to it.
Okay, so thank you for your answer. Just to clarify something, is the season two going to be a continuation of this season one? Like, are you adding things or you are changing it entirely?
It will be the continue for the next season. So we will sugar will be our like reward for every the end of the season. For this season, we distribute sugar for the top leaderboards and all the people who participate in our games. And for the next season, for sure, we will help show sugar as the reward again.
Okay, that's all from me. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming up and asking your question. Great questions. All right. Migs, if you'd like to go ahead and ask a question or make a statement, by all means, feel free.
Hey, Fable. Yeah, thanks so much. BM, everyone. And Fib, thanks for bringing a great platform here for all these incredible projects for all of us to learn a little bit more about or get some exposure to the first time. Really great space. My question is a follow-up question to Beresig. Obviously, we know sugar, right, is going to be kind of the thing we're going to be focused on moving forward from this season into this seasons beyond. Is sugar going to be distributed in a higher ratio for those of us that are in the earlier seasons as opposed to the later seasons, or is it going to kind of be static, right? Each season will have X amount of sugar distributed. And then secondly, in terms of the leaderboard, is it strictly for the benefit of gaining sugar, or are there additional benefits to, say, being in the top 100 on the leaderboard or top 10 in the leaderboard in any of the 3 categories that are out today?
Hi, BMX, thank you for your question. So, to answer your question, yes, we will distribute sugar for every season, but the amount will not be the same. Like we will watch the leaderboard and we will monetize user behavior alongside with their like playing mechanic, and we will calculate the or reward of the amount of sugar that we will decide for each season. And for the sugar utility, we will open. Let's say that you can like use sugar to gain more advantage for the beginning of the season for the next season.
And then the question regarding the leaderboard, is there any additional benefit to being in the leaderboard other than just to gain the sugar?
Well, at the moment, we will distribute sugar on the based on the amount of bees you have on your account and during your mining. But maybe in the future we will try to work around to like add more utility or add more reward into our leaderboard.
Perfect. And then for clarity, at the end of the season, the only sugar that will be rewarded will be for bee held, not necessarily bee spent, i.e. on the guild or your personal upgrades. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, that we still deciding. We will considering the utility of sugar, and we want. But the idea is that when you have the amount of sugar in the beginning of the season, you will have the advantage to inside the game, like upgrading your items and your guilds and maybe your referraling to gain more access. Let's say like gain more bees comparing to others places.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much for taking the time.
No, thanks for
Thanks,
hopping up. Great questions. That was incredible. Thank you. We'll take one more question as we're running a little bit over here. Nito, if you want to ask a question.
All right. I want to thank you guys for hosting this space and giving us the time to express ourselves and to ask questions. First of all, I would like to appreciate the great work done by Bera Sig and Bera Horses, and the others I haven't explored them. Actually, I've been exploring the Bera chain ecosystem, but I spend more time on Bera Sig. You understand? Stealing bee. I love that feature. Like right now, I floated the window. I'm actually stealing bee while on this space as I'm talking to you right now. I'm stealing somebody else's bee. So I want to commend on the work they've done. So, but I have something to say. If someone can actually move up the leaderboard, like search someone on the leaderboard, because if you got stung and you're trying to revenge, if you claim the accumulated B already, you can actually find those who stole your B. So if you want to revenge, you find it difficult to like search them, because you have to navigate manually. So if you can make it introduce a feature where someone can actually search a player, it will be fun, because you can go to somebody. Because some of my friends will be like, okay, I want to like get you on the leaderboard so that I can steal your B. You understand? And sometimes I'm finding some of my friends to so that I can steal their B. Also, I'm finding it difficult because I have to navigate manually. All right. So if you can consider that, it will be very, very nice. And not just that, if you can also introduce a DEX, so that it's not just be claiming and claiming and claiming to interact on the bearer chain. You understand? You can bring up other features like using honey to claim, just as we can claim with B and you can claim with bearer. You understand? So if you can introduce a DEX, such that we will swap our bearer to other tokens we can also use, because it's going to like increase our interactions on the bearer ecosystem. All right, that's my suggestion to bearer sig. And as for bearer horses, okay, there's this project reality metaverse. You get incentives, let me say incentives, for holding certain NFTs. All right, what they do is that this game, is it landlord geo or something like that? Let me equate it with Monopoly. When someone buys a plot on Monopoly, for example, whatever that person does with the land, you get something in return. All right. So if we can have those horses in staples, if having those sources can generate incentives for us, it will be very, very nice, instead of just having them in stables. We For example, you made mention of Itopia and other games like that. So if the horses in stables can be lent out, you understand, and the reward the user earns from using our horses, the borrowed horses, you're right, can be partitioned or shared, like maybe 90-10, 80-20, or whatsoever. So the person's horse that was used from the staple can generate rewards for the person. So I think that feature will be very, very nice, so that just having horses in staple can generate incentives uh, for the original owners. That's all for Berasic. Sorry, Bera horses.
Amazing. I'll make sure we pass that statement and that suggestion over to Bear Horses. They did have to hop off, so he can't really respond to it. But incredible feedback. It was really insightful. I think that's another reason we want to do these spaces, right? Is give insight, allow people to come up and ask questions with the game partners that are building on Chain, and allow for the community to give their feedback on the games that they played and tested. And excitingly enough, it also gives you the opportunity to kind of be introduced to other games that are building, like Bear Arena or Baramonium, who already have products that are out that are playable and testable as well. So thanks for joining, Neto. We appreciate the remarks and the suggestions, and we want to thank you for participating today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. All right, guys, we are over, and I want to thank all of our partners. I want to thank you guys for joining us today, speaking with the community, allowing us to run over on our allotted time. It's been a great space. It's been really revealing and exciting for the community to kind of take in and digest what you guys are building, and giving them the opportunity to have insight and clarity on what brought you here, why you're building on Chain, what your game is going to do for the chain as a whole, and what you guys are doing with your game specifically. So thanks for joining. I think we're gonna hop off, and we can always do another story time.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, and thank you, Fable, for hosting us, and thank you to everyone in the audience for listening to us.
Thank you, Fable.
You're very welcome. BM, everybody, ooga booga. Let's freaking go.
Ooga, ooga.
Take care, guys. Ooga booga.
Booga booga.
All right, take care, guys.